I didn't even know you guys were recording.
All right, here we got 3 minutes to talk about it. All right, so hey, real quick, this is the end of the podcast, but we're playing in the beginning because we just talked for over an hour. Yeah. We realized we might be bouncing around and shit like that. This is our first time. We're figuring everything out. This was a catch-up, a reminiscence for us.
Yeah, we ain't sat down and shot the shit in years.
So if we're...
And this is a learning process.
Exactly. So give us time. This is literally the first time we're doing it. What you call it? What I was going to say. This has Bluetooth connectivity, so I can call some people on the phone. Yep. We'll connect with other people, but enjoy this one of us just bullshit and telling us stories of Scandalous and how we met and all that stuff. And then the next one, we're going to actually... talk about pinks, but not more of the racing, more of what happened in the back end of all
the build up.
Of just,
build up, going to the races, at the races.
The shit show.
Really what are we doing?
Yeah, what is it?
It was a shit show basically.
Are we coming both back times. With an empty trailer?
It was a shit show getting there. When we got there, dealing with Rich, it was
we were literally the first ones to do we were the first episode.
Very first one.
And he didn't like the street racers, and that's what.
But all he did was invite.
He kept yelling at us.
Yeah.
This ain't just
get to the pink spot.
Yeah. So, anyways,
get to the pink
we'll
spot.
talk about the pink spot later on. But enjoy this, and we don't have a name for this podcast. If it goes well, we'll keep doing it. Let us know what you think of a name, and I guess that's it.
Cool.
Yeah. Any commentary, welcome. And any shit talking too.
Peace.
Right.
Peace out.
Let me crank that down a little bit. All right, this is our first official clusterfuck of a podcast. So give us some. What word would we use?
Remorse.
Yeah, because we don't know what we're doing. I should say I don't know what I'm doing. But I got Nick and Lonnie here, Easy Money and Silverhatch.
What up?
What's going on?
We are the original part of the Southside Stick Up.
Yep.
The original.
The original.
The original.
So I said, hey, let's do a podcast and see what happens. And I'm gonna fuck with everything as I'm doing this too, just so we can hear it. And I figured we'd watch, since we're the originals from the Scandalous Racing, we would watch just the intro and kind of talk about the shit that happened behind it. Same with the whole Pinks ordeal, and fucking
that'll work.
Yeah, because I guess the basis should be that we should.
That was the beginning of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how
that's when we all came together and we
all been racing, but that was
and we were all kind of running good finally.
Yeah.
In our careers, if you want to call it.
Yeah, correct.
We were all fast now.
Yeah. So I remember meeting you. Well, I think I met you at AJ's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so AJ.
We raced against you.
But that was later on, because I think I remember hearing about you at beginnings. Remember Route 6 and
that old bar.
Yeah, you were racing Hornbeck's purple car.
Yeah, but I don't think I ever raced you.
But I remember him. He had a fucking GTA because he used to be Jucin GTA, not just Jucin. Because your ass was broke down, you blew the intake manifold off.
and straight up, what you call it? I Googled it just to show you.
StraightownRacing.com.
No, I just Googled that name to see what would pop up, and lo and behold, dude, look at that.
There it is.
That's it right there. That went like 14s on spray.
Yeah.
So, no, but yeah. So I didn't have anything fast back then. Like that was.
Then it was the purple Trans Am, whatever. That's when you started racing a lot.
That
of
was
people.
Mike Nick's tuner, his car, and that was a bolt-on LT1 that we did a converter, MSD
nitrous,
headers.
everything.
No, it didn't have nitrous yet.
No,
and
eventually it
had like 1250s or whatever on a slick, which was like
good.
flying.
It was good back then.
Yeah. But then, did we race you with that or no?
We raced on Schweitzer there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
And I wasn't supposed to race you though. Remember, I had raced what's his name?
Versetto, or no?
Yeah.
No, that was way after that for Settle.
Yeah.
No, and I raced him, and then you were like, "Oh, let's try something," blah blah blah, and I was like, "No, I want to go home, fucking check it out. Don't like to race it twice." And you were like, "You sprayed it, that's why," and blah 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 or something.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we were in between the two tracks. Right?
Yeah.
They had.
Well, I remember being there, and I know
we
lost.
Afterwards, yeah. But we didn't go there to race each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just remember you.
We never raced each other.
No, but I remember you from AJ's, I think, and then.
That's when we were trying to race. We called them All Pro.
Oh,
Dude,
Ken
Nope.
something. What
That's
was his
when
name?
we were always trying to race him.
Ken, he posts on Facebook.
Ken Houghton or
No.
whatever?
Remember he had the Cutlass?
Yeah, the Cutlass.
He worked for All Pro off of
Oh,
159th. He's still on
That pool
Facebook.
place.
Oh yeah. Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
We always try to race him, and he's like, "I'll bet anything."
Man,
And then you go to bet him, it was like $36.
yeah, but he had like some wicked motor in there. It just didn't
it
go
was
anywhere.
stupid motor with like a open rear end though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, and then you were at AJ's or whatever.
Yeah.
AJ's was in New Lenox, and we would all meet on a Sunday. And well, whose dad was there that you hung around with? What was that dude's name with the
TJ and them.
Yeah, he had the Ranger.
Ranger?
Yeah.
I think he still got it.
Yeah, they still got it.
Yeah.
But then he was Mr. fucking secretive about your car. Like, I'm like, who the fuck is this fucking kid with a fucking
Well, the
silver?
funniest thing about Nick's car is, we had that, and then we had the maroon hatchback.
But we went out. But the thing was, we went out a bunch of times before that night happened where we raced on Francis.
Well, yeah, I know, and we just thought your car was the slower car. So we just figured, this is our killer, whatever.
We had a maroon Mustang that he was driving.
did?
Yeah.
And, no, he had a maroon Mustang. I had my Silverhatch.
You had the maroon notch.
Yeah, theirs.
Yeah.
And that's the plate that's at Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'd go out and try to race people, and we were just hanging out, come to the house, work on the car, whatever. And we just thought my car was slower, his car was faster.
Yeah, and I'd been racing the maroon car. I mean, that was
The fast
the
car.
killer in the group,
'Cause that's what I remember. It would roll up the routes.
We were
beginnings
working
and-
on some shit, and I don't know why we ended up going to make a lick next to each
Well,
other.
it was a long night at Four Corners.
Oh, and we
And
were
everybody,
bored.
like Marty and all them guys, just
that's
nobody, like, and we would eventually, it is, give into a race just like we
Just
did
to
with
do
the,
something. And a lot of
just to
times
do
you win,
something, and you'd win.
Yeah.
But then we're like, well, nobody wanted to race me, nobody wanted to race him. So then we're just like, well, we head back, we're like, well, we went to your house.
Yeah.
When we went back out, we're like, well, let's just unrack them, we'll race them on motor.
Yeah.
On Francis. We're like,
Yeah.
all right.
And it was like 3 a.m.
3 in the morning. I didn't even have anything with me because we were like,
No.
whatever.
Yeah,
like,
nobody jumped out.
Nobody jumped out. I think Bobson actually poured the puddle for me, or Carl.
And we
Poured the
did quick
puddle. We just
burnouts.
said that. We're just like, hey, we'll leave together, just see what we got. Just no money, nothing.
Yeah, and we thought it would just be like take off
and
veer
go.
off into the same lane, and we just kind of go cruise.
Go cruise.
It turned into a fucking drag race, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Nick jumps out, dude, and I'm like, okay,
And you're
whatever.
on nuts?
Yeah,
We're both on
motor.
nuts, just to see what they do.
And I can't catch him. I'm like,
And just
holy
like,
fuck.
and
dude.
it probably got to like say a car and a half, but it was at that point.
And there's a small gap between us,
And that was it.
man. And I'm like, this is holy shit, dude. And man, we ran it all the way through,
Yeah.
and we never,
Nothing.
And we came back and we were both like, okay, so that changed up our whole fucking game plan. Like that was badass.
Yeah.
So now,
Because we rolled right back into your driveway and we're sitting there like, you're like he asked me, he's like, would you spray it or something? No, I'm like, I thought we were just doing this. He's like, wow, all
I
right.
said, well, that motherfucker runs. So from there on out, it became, we had our killer, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're scared of it. Oh, and they, we got Nick's car. And I was like, man, it's got
Yeah, but even-
chariots,
Well,
got all this,
the
that
best
we're
thing
talking
was
about
the
it.
best thing was everybody thought like we thought.
Yeah.
That was a killer.
Yeah.
Maroon
But
car
even
was a
before
killer.
that, I remember we were up at White Castle in Tinley or whatever it was, Venture. And you were going to race someone on the north side, and you're like, "Hey, you guys want to roll with?" We're like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go,"
Yeah.
And then that kind of started it.
Yep, absolutely.
But
And then,
but everybody thought just like we thought that car was
they
faster.
said, oh,
so
we won't try that maroon.
so
but
we do
we'll try
whatever
that.
we
So,
could
yeah.
and try to get something with that car.
Yeah.
And if they said, if we begged for the hit and they're like, no, we want the hit, we're like, fine. Then race head up with my car.
Yeah.
And
And they'd
flipped
be
it to
like,
my
oh.
car, and they're
Yeah.
like, well, okay, because they figured it was the slower car.
Yeah.
And it
we
was
thought it would-
complete opposite.
And even I didn't know the times on it until like 3 years later.
The car ran good.
It
Yeah.
ran real good. Yeah. And it went straight.
Went straight.
Yeah.
And it'd hook on anything. I mean, if it was 30
Yeah.
degrees out, it'd
Yeah.
hook.
It hooked good. Yeah, it hooked good. We busted up a lot of people.
And then we cut the cage. You guys cut the
Oh,
cage out of it.
Yeah.
'cause-
Yep. And then we all piled in it like 5 feet. We roll up to the
Well,
north
no,
side.
you got to first. We said that we were going to drive it up there, and then whoever trailered it, you trailered it. And
Yeah,
we
got
went.
as
We went
close.
2 blocks away from Burger King,
Yeah.
unloaded it, and everyone piled it.
We
in.
piled in it, but then tires are rubbing.
Rubbing.
We're like, oh,
well,
we
it
gotta make
was
this
it
quick.
was us 3 and Ron.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
And this thing was slammed. This should have been in Lowrider magazine.
dude.
This thing
I
was
remember it.
straight in
Yeah.
the outside.
And then
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like, bullshit. You
Yeah.
didn't fucking drive. You didn't drive it here.
Yeah.
Your fucking
Yeah, we
trailer's
did.
down the street.
Well, we drove it into the
Yeah.
And I think when we did go to race, like we fucking had someone went and got the truck. And,
Well,
Yeah.
I think that was that night that we had that major argument that Clips made videos because that's
Yeah.
when you and like it was at the Greeks or whoever.
Oh,
that was,
yeah.
remember?
So it used to be
With the dirty
Rich
Sanchez
with
and all
Brutal and all that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one dude, Jason, that had the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
white
yeah,
Mustang,
yeah.
starts
White GT.
talking,
Yeah.
starts talking
'Cause
shit.
we didn't have a
talking shit,
radio or
talking
something.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
We
But
didn't
we
have
had
a radio.
heater
I
box and everything under there. We had.
I told him you need to lose weight.
Yeah, you
I'm
were-
like, dude. I went.
Man, the argue. Oh my god.
I went
we
off
bad.
on him because he's complaining.
Yeah.
He's just complaining that
And we had
We-
everything. Your
we had-
car
we had
a
everything. It was the
whole
same.
interior, a heater box underneath.
roll
the
up
dash,
windows.
Yeah,
I mean
everything.
that's how the car came.
Yeah.
So
So on that shit talking, when I Googled my name to see what popped up, this was some Turbo Buick post, and some dude. This is from 2003. So like that's when it all started happening.
Yeah.
It says Chi-Town Racing, and that's where everyone back in the day before
Chi-Town, yeah.
before
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, MySpace, YouTube,
Yeah,
anything.
before
It
all
was a
that.
forum. It
well,
was,
half of us didn't even have cell phones.
No,
at that
fuck
time.
yeah,
no, dude.
and yeah, exactly. And
I
like,
mean, we had to meet up
Yeah.
at what was that, Value City or Steak and Shake.
Yep.
You just knew to show up at 9 o'clock
Yeah,
on
you
Friday
gotta
and
be.
Saturday.
Yep.
yeah. So the dude puts anyone ever go on this, and so this is for all the millennials, all the Northside guys, Corleone and all those guys. Because I remember Wilson said you can't. When I came back out, he's like, you can't talk shit like you used to talk shit. These guys are everyone's really sensitive right now. You don't do that anymore. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So this dude posts. I sometimes go on there just for laughs. These guys seem to want to kill each other on the webpage, bad mouthing and calling each other other names. I often wonder how they treat each other in person and if any fisticuffs break out when they meet in person.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But I
That's
think-
the thing is, we never, as much as we
Nobody
got,
fought.
you got
Yeah.
in people's faces,
No.
as much you want, even if it was
Yeah.
a big dollar race, nobody actually
No.
fought. There
And,
was no,
and typically, a lot of times, man, you end up at Denny's at 4 a.m.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And both
Yeah.
groups are eating food.
hey, you're
Yeah,
fine
right,
after
you
it.
know
I
what
mean,
It's
shit.
like-
Back in the day, we go out to Klein and race
Yeah.
Swanko
Yep.
under the bridge and shit, and all that.
And I told that story before. Fucking
When
Bob,
Bobson
so
sprays
so-
the dude with the VH.
Yeah,
with
so
the dog on
whatever
the
the
bike,
some
yeah,
dude
dude.
rolls up on a
I
rocket
gonna bust us
and,
out. The dude's
and-
gonna be like, that was my bike.
yeah, and he's like
listening.
he's parked right where when you do a burnout and prep or whatever, and he's like Bobson's like, hey, can you move your bike? And he's like, fuck off or something. And then Bobson's just like, all right, so Bobson goes and preps, and then on the way back just fucking sprays the
Lazy
whole
good.
side of the bike.
The whole side
Yeah,
of the
coats
bike,
it with
dude.
VHD.
The whole side
Oh,
of the bike.
that
And
was
then
brutal.
and then that race, we'd man, we tried to milk it.
Yeah.
We didn't want to fucking race. We
No.
tried to change plugs and shit. We didn't
Yeah.
want to give the money back. And we tried it though, and then I don't know. I think I almost wrecked or something. It was.
Yeah, it was sketchy. On
Yeah,
the-
I don't remember the race, but I remember going
and
there.
I
and
think
all
there
that.
might have been some people fucking with lanes and shit. I know
Yeah.
the right
People
lane
kept
was
saying they were
dirtier.
poor and shit.
Yeah,
it
like
was-
there was some crazy shit,
was-
but I almost hit Swanko, which
Yeah.
would have been
would have been bad.
It was bad.
Yeah,
He's
we
had
didn't
that car
have.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he said he's had that
Still
car
today.
for 25 years
yeah,
or something.
25 or
Yeah.
26
Yeah.
years.
Car's
And the
badass.
motor he put it in for our little race.
Yeah.
He's like, that's the motor I built for your fucking ass when you were talking shit.
Yeah, he's been around.
And I
around a
remember
long
even
time.
Vasudo, like he was at that point started to work out, and
Yeah.
we were at Value City, and like, dude, like I would just get in. I think Chi-Town trained me to like talk shit, but like you'd get to the point where
man.
they were gonna beat your ass, but then you'd back down a little bit, just
Yeah.
enough, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Fucking. I remember him like screaming and fucking yelling at me at Value City and shit for whatever reason I don't
Yeah.
remember, but I was talking shit.
Yeah, right.
Was it the race I was trying to race for Pseudo where everybody blocked in the back? We pulled up to the line, and then somebody yelled cops, and the cops couldn't get through, so he still had his car in gear.
Oh,
No,
that was
Vasudo-
on- That was on Francis.
On Francis.
When the dude jumped out.
No, that was that was
he let
Vin
his
Pin.
buddy drive it. Yeah,
I'm talking about
Vin.
Vasudo, Big Tony, the one. The
Oh,
tow truck.
yeah, Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's
He
Vicente.
hops
That's
out there,
that's
Yeah,
Vicente.
because I'm like,
Yeah.
Chug a lug a lug. That thing fucking.
Yeah.
right down
So-
the
So,
So what was it called? They were called Vin Pinned, or was that
Vin-
Versetto's name?
I don't know what.
Nick's.
I used to call him.
Pinned is what they
Pinned
called
Racing.
it.
Yeah, it was
Pinned,
Pinned
yeah,
Racing.
Pinned,
So yeah, Nick. It was
They had the
Nick,
two
Nick,
brothers.
and like fucking
Two of them were brothers.
Rustnick or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
And I ended up driving that car a couple times.
yeah.
Which was
so
odd.
like
'Cause
so
we
for
were all way out in
Yeah.
Morris
So-
that
Yeah.
night. Remember?
Yeah.
so Nick with the Black Cobra, which I think at one point Joey Boost 12 bought his red one or whatever, and that was Joey's race car. Had like the worst luck ever. For the first, he races the Greek, which was like when we did the first video. It was at Schweitzer in between the tracks, and he races the Greeks, and the Greeks hold him on the brake for like fucking 5 minutes or whatever, and he still leaves, and then he breaks the blower belt, and then the crate sensor gets ripped off, and he dies out and can't move, and then the cops roll, so he gets towed.
Yeah.
Okay, so then like 2 weeks later, he rolls back to AJ's, and he's bragging about his custom fake Illinois license plate that says Vind Pin, and it's like 9 letters long. You're only allowed to have like 7. And what does he do? He leaves AJ's and I'm like, dude, don't be a dick. Don't make a hit. Don't be stupid. Fucking makes a hit and gets pulled over, and then he gets arrested and gets a towed again to the same. And it happened to be the same old guy that was right over here on Brandon Road. Later on, he just would get all the Will County and all that shit tows, and he was super cool because he was like a car guy. So. Fast forward when I had the green car, and I remember it was Halloween, and I was working at the fucking cell phone joint, like wherever, Army Trail and 355. Tony O was gonna race some dude on Blodgett, so I'm like, all right, well I get off at 9, I'll cruise right over. So we all meet over there at like 10 o'clock. I forget who he was gonna race, and then the race is about to get off, and then fucking cops county swarms in. So we are at the end of the road, and we get tagged by that guy. Drunk George is there, fucking, reeking like beer. So it's all, and I think Marty was in that section too, because then they had all the guys pulled over in the entrance. Yeah, dude, like he's like, the cop's like, all right, he's like, I don't fucking feel like dealing with this shit. He goes, one of you were fucking drinking, and I go, I want to know who it is because I ain't dealing with this shit and dealing with drag racing. So when I come back, you better have an answer. And I'm like, first thing, I'm like, fuck it, dude. I ain't fucking getting tagged. I'm like, I'm in my fucking race car and shit. So I go, we all need to fucking come figure out what's going to go on. We're all looking at George. And then it just happens to be, they get some other phone call. And at this point, like, dude, we're there for like an hour or something. And it's like 12:30, whatever now. And they get a phone call, so they had to bail. So same thing. I don't even think I had a Nextel yet. I had like an old Nokia. So he's like, get the fuck out of here. So he lets us all go. I'm ripping down Arsenal, coming up to 53. Going to get ready to go left on 53, and then right when I turn left, fucking another county pulls me over. He's like, I know where the fuck you were. First thing he says, I know where the fuck you were with these fucking tires. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you talking about? You were just over there fucking racing with us. I'm like, I wasn't racing. I go, and I had my button-up shirt on and shit, so I was all still nicely dressed. He goes, you got fucking 20 minutes to get someone out here with a truck and trailer before I tow your shit, because you ain't going nowhere on those slicks. Yeah. And I'm like, grabbing, I think I tried calling you, and then like the fucking second phone call of it ringing, the battery went dead. So I got fucked. Yeah. So they towed the car. The old dude that towed Versetto's car tows it. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? He's like, I'm just going to drop you off in Manhattan at the gas station. And this is like 2-something now in the morning. And Manhattan, back then, there's like nothing in there. Goes into Manhattan. The whole town is just a ghost town. Nothing's open. He leaves me at the gas station. So I'm just fucking walking down 52 at this point, like, trying to get someone to stop to give me a ride somewhere. So I didn't know where anything was. I managed to find the fire station, and knock on the front door. I was like, hey, I just got dropped off here. My phone's dead. Can I use your phone to make a couple phone calls? And I think I remember Bobson's number for some reason, and got a hold of him, and he came, and like they gave me a ride to the gas station on 52 in Laraway and dropped me off over there. And then Bobson picked me up, dude. I was like, holy shit. But that dude that towed it was like super cool. He goes, man, he goes, when I get you guys, he goes, I know who you guys are. He goes, when I get your stuff, he goes, I just put it in the corner over there, and we don't make sure no one touches it and all that. So I was like, oh man, that's awesome. No, but fucking that those dudes were like the donation crew, because they just fucking donated every time.
Well, there was definitely crews that we didn't.
Fucking like NOS Express, I couldn't.
Well, them, and then Olsen and them.
Oh, the North
with the Can 81 mile. No, they had fast cars. They beat a lot of people, but anytime we raced them, their shit would blow up or break. Yeah, with the Tan 81 Malibu and all that.
Gurney.
Oh right.
Every time we go to race them, and they had us covered by a bunch.
Yeah,
their shit was like shut off.
That wagon is the Gurney.
What was his first?
And then we raced.
We drove the car. I don't know.
No, the one that builds the motors. I forget.
Tom.
That's it.
Tom
Yeah,
Olsen. Yeah, he's got a full.
Yeah, he's like a full.
Badass shit.
Oh, and
then it wasn't hay toes. That's it.
Yeah. Remember, we got busted when the video came out with the fucking foot thing. Remember, dude? We're like, Who was
that was Junk George.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, with the Camaro. He's like, hey, just watch the foot.
He's like, give me $40, and he's like, just watch my foot.
Watch my foot. Fucking bam, toe off to the side. Tony leaves, dude. And we were good.
Yep.
Like, and it was only a few $100 race, which was kind of big money back then, but it was, you know. And a couple years later, when the Scandalous video came out, like one of the first arguments online was like, that we knew something was up and blah blah blah.
Once
like,
you see the video,
dude,
you have to realize Chunk George. It's not like a toe.
It's not like
a
leg
stumbled.
It's like he just got off a horse.
Oh
man, dude, fuck that.
Yeah.
And speaking of Scandalous, we'll watch the trailer, but then you look and we were like ballers, but when we're betting, it's like 20-20, 5-5-5, 1-1-1-1.
You know,
$2 bills.
Yeah, fuck
Our
yeah.
grandmas gave us.
My biggest race back then was before we went to Texas.
Oh, against Gimpy.
That's right. On Cicero.
With the strawberry.
Up until then, I had only raced, 500.
Dude, right? I think I put like
maybe.
$200 in.
And
Like,
well,
the
problem with that whole night was it started off where we went to E's shop.
Yeah, just to get friendly
but it was supposed to be Captain McCraven racing them.
Yeah, and we
it was
just
supposed
showed
to be
up
them.
to
We showed up,
and
then you know how it was. They're like, I'll get a car, get a car. And turned into, they opened the garage, and there wasn't even an engine in the car they were wanting to race. And we're like,
and we've been here for like 2 hours arguing.
Yeah, it's like we're right by the railroad tracks. Like, fine.
oh shit, there goes that.
We'll do the race, but so on and so forth. So we're like, well, we'll do it. We get to pick the road, and we get to hit. And we had to stay on motor.
Yep.
They got to spray.
Yep.
They had a small block on spray. We had the big block on motor.
Where'd that car even go on a motor?
I know.
On motor? No shit.
I know.
Yeah. And we had heard Gimpy Kevin went 890.
Yeah,
and,
earlier that day.
Yeah. And we had gone
on a nitrous converter and everything?
We had gone 907. Like
they were spraying theirs.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying here.
Yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we took them out to 183rd and Central.
Well, we locked in. 500 on like whatever.
Dude. We get to pick the race.
I was there and I don't even remember.
Yeah, 183rd and Central. We roll up. We start unloading. They pull up to he got out. He opened the door. Goes,
we can't race.
He goes, this is asphalt. We're like, yeah, both lanes are.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we can't race on this. Like, well, we locked in. You race on our road for $2,000 or $2,500.
Yeah.
We get the hit. Well, we can't race on this. We're like, so we should have, in hindsight,
just took the lock-in money.
Just took the lock-in money, walked away. But we wanted to race. It was already like 2 a.m.
and there was literally 6 of us and like.
There might have been 10 of us because we had McCraven on.
Yeah.
But so then we ended up at Governors and Cicero.
Well, we told them because they started talking.
They wanted concrete.
And we're like, you know what? We're going to give you a fucking road done. No fucking complaints. We're both going the same way, dead concrete. We're going to show you how fast this motherfucker is. Yeah. So, and I had told, what's his name? He was going to drive the car. Mm-hmm. Gimpy Kevin, I don't think ever drives. I'm not sure.
But he drove that night.
I said, just give me the hit. I ain't going to leave the door open because that was big back then, scaling the hit and this and that. I said, I ain't going to do nothing crazy. Just let me leave first. You give me a nod, I'm going to leave. Well, we were doing burnouts. And I did my burnout. They did a burnout. Well, fucking dry hopped this fucking thing and puts it on the bumper.
Yeah, I remember that.
We're
all like,
150 feet. Like, he can't even lift. He has to wait to power down.
Yeah.
So he can back up. And so he's right up.
Go before that.
The dude disconnected.
They had to make sure we weren't spraying it. So we're on the other side of the tracks, on the other side of where Governors and Cicero splits. They're over there.
We told them one guy.
One guy gets a look at it. He opens the hood, goes in there. He's like, "Was a nitrous on hood?"
Well, first, we're holding the hood. We're being dicks about it.
Keeping it down. They're like, they're like, "What is it?" Like, he's like, "Well, nitrous is on hood. This and that." Yeah. I don't know. It's a big block Ford. And we're like,
well, the dude's like, well, what does it look like? He goes, it looks like every other fucking Ford motor. What do you mean, what does it look like? We go,
okay,
well, yeah, just
the
do
big
look
block
at whatever the fuck he wants, dude. Fucking,
yeah. And then go to the dry hop and all that.
What was it? It was a Chevy, right?
Big block Chevy.
Yeah. 548, I think.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Garage built, flying.
Well, I remember like, so I don't even.
Well, and then he dry hops this thing, puts it on the bumper.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck,
And we should all note that was Mantia's car
Yeah.
that he had.
Borrowed roller.
Yeah,
because I was trying. I had the motor in my car. I was going to build
getting ready to go to Texas.
Running out of time.
And like, how did we? That was the other thing. How did
Eric with the S10?
Eric, I remember going to his house and
he's like, "Hey, I got a buddy."
Yeah,
his big block just blew up. We're like, "Oh, yeah."
And we're all like, he's gonna put a big block in a Mustang.
So me and McKay put the motor together, stuffed it in that son of a bitch.
And then how did I don't even remember how the Scandalous thing. How did they?
Well, they wanted.
But originally, what did Pete and Gus, right?
They just wanted to. They wanted to get they wanted cross country film. I think they didn't.
So
really do any filming.
I guess.
So we said, well, we'll throw something together.
Yeah.
I said, I got a motor there. I'll throw some parts together. I'll stick it in my Mustang. I had a rolling chassis back there, and the hardest thing was going to be build the headers.
Yeah.
And I got to that point. I was like, fuck. And I got like 2 weeks left, and I'm like. And found that car, and we borrowed it, and
it was already set up.
It was set up. Big Black had headers in it. Already had a nitrous kit, plumbed, wired. I'm like, fuck yeah, and we put that thing together, and
so this is like probably we're like 2003, I think.
Four
or five.
The very first pass. It's literally because this is late October or early November, maybe and 41 was weather permitting. They were open. Well, it was like 45 degrees. My first pass, we just put the car together, went 940.
Shit, yeah.
And
back then, that was
that was fast.
For nuts.
Well, it was fast too, and it had a nitrous converter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The nitrous converter, it only had like 355 gears. I was like, that's pretty fucking good. But it ended up going 9.0, and it was fast on the gun. We don't know what it ran on the gun. I sprayed it one time to the track. I just tapped it for a second. It went 840, but it was literally like already in high gear, and I just kind of to see if it sputtered or went. But yeah, I don't. It was fast.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know what it ultimately ran.
But racing E, and I just remember when I took the hit, I let out the trans brake, and as soon as I looked over, all I seen was wheel, and I was like, "It's on," you know what I mean? And this thing just straight as an arrow and hit high gear, and he was coming in the race we never talked about ended up getting to $6,600, dude. So it went from $2,000.
Who backed us? Was it Craven and them?
It was Craven's dad or Captain and I was like, they put like $4,000 in. We had like $1,500 ourselves because I was betting big. I bet like
again, it was originally supposed to be them betting them. Yeah. We just kind of showed up and showed up.
And I remember having 100 or 200. On the way home, I wanted to kill myself.
Dude, I had like 200 or 300.
Yeah, like holy
fuck, that's all my fucking cash. But
the guardrail at the end.
The guardrail at the end is probably 60, 70 feet long.
Yeah.
And we said to the front of the guardrail.
The finish line has always been to the front of the
guardrail. And they had somebody at the front of the guardrail. Yeah. But some reason there was some dude at the end of the guardrail.
And he called. So I think at the beginning of the guardrail, I beat him, by a little bit.
Yeah, they said we won there. Well, at first they were actually getting their money out, starting to pay us.
Yeah.
So then we pulled down the road to that big building on the left.
Yep.
And then we got there. They're like, no, he had this, and this is a problem with not having video back then.
Yeah. And having 50 of them.
And we're like,
66.
And it ended up we left it up to McCraven and all those guys to make the ultimate call.
Yeah.
Because they had more money than us. I mean, we were losing a couple $100 each was a lot to us, but they were betting thousands.
Yeah, they were betting thousands. Yeah, I felt bad.
Yeah.
And I figured I knew it was going to be a good drag race. I was just hoping we came out
better.
I remember the dude with the Corvette from Troy, Rad Rides by Troy.
Yeah, I remember we trailered the maroon car all the way out there to race him. We met at that shell way out in fucking Moni or not even.
What was it? A blower or at that point it was a turbo? So this dude had like a Gen 4 or a C4, so like a 92, and it was like. It was built by Rad Rides by Troy, and it was like some crazy hot rod magazine went like 9 something, and this dude fucking said he'll fuck anyone up, and we're all like, all right, let's do it. And then he didn't want to do anything.
We loaded up, drove out to the gas station. They didn't want nothing to do it.
Yeah. Same with Brett. Well, he wasn't involved in it. Sontag powder coater. Well, the Sontags were in Joliet. I never went out this way or nothing. So they rolled the AJs once with the Chevelle, and they were like trying to scare everyone in the trailer. And they're like, "We'll race anybody. We don't care who it is." Yeah. And then you're like, "All right, well, what are we doing?" And then they're like backpedaling.
Well, who's the other dude that backpedaled at that one dude?
Not the skinny.
No,
remember
the Italian dude. He thought he had a Super Street Outlaw car and brought it up to there.
Oh, Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
Well, he was,
and he's like, I'm gonna pull 2 spark plug wires off.
Yeah. Yeah,
why? That doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm going to pull it off.
All
make it
we
fair.
wanted was the hit that night.
I don't remember that one.
We got a maroon car on the gun. I said, man, we got a full blown fucking street car. Well, then he starts fucking yelling because we both had Rizzuti motors.
Yeah.
And he starts fucking yelling, you got the same fucking motor I got. This he starts talking cubic inch, rod, bore, stroke, camshaft, and all this
saying he's going to pull plug wires to make it a heads-up race. We're like, we're not asking for that.
We just want the head, dude. We got a full-blown fucking street car, you know? And, and then we ended up not racing. But I know that to try to prove a point, they were going to load it up in Juul. I got pulled over.
He hit it on 30.
Yeah, they got pulled over.
So back in the day, now my shit is making noise weird, but sounds fine. Yeah. All right. What you call it? So like we didn't all race heads up back there. Everyone got spotted out.
Yeah, you worked it out.
Yeah.
You were able to work it out. You can't. When you go to the boneyard, fucking put a turbo on some fucking junk ASLS motor and fucking go eat something.
Yeah, you can't anymore. Yeah,
before you would walk up. Okay, we both got small blocks. We're both spraying. He got big solenoids, but he got iron heads.
Yeah.
I got a little piece.
You work it out.
I got aluminum heads. So.
You worked it out.
Yeah, you know
it caused for hours and hours of arguing, but you worked it out.
And you heard the guy pulling in, so it was cackling like we talking roller, like rah, rah, or we
most
just, like,
cars had some sort of exhaust.
Yeah, you were either NA back then or nitrous.
And you could work it out. And
there was no turbo.
Always people getting spotted. Rarely heads up stuff, but always close races.
Really, the only turbo car would have been Tony O, and then the only blowers were Brutal and
IROC Andy always had.
Well, IROC Andy
always had.
But then the one dude with the white Mustang up at God, what was his name? Up at Four Corners, white Mustang, skinny kid, frosted hair.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Bobby? No, that's not. No, that was NOS Express with the teal.
You're talking about the parachute pant dude, are you?
No.
His buddy had
I kind of remember who you're talking about. Yeah,
I don't know what his name is, but he had a blower.
Yeah, I remember it was a GT, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember who you are. I just can't remember the name. No, I was thinking of was it Bobby with the teal?
Oh yeah,
the elevator dude, whatever his name was. I think it was Bobby. But then
that car was fast.
Yeah. It is now.
That car fast and was a banger.
Yeah, it was the other. But that kid was like, we were all 25 years old, and that kid had a fucking teal GT teal Cobra with a blower built and racing it. We're all like with a trailer and a car.
And the thing went low 10s or high 9s. We're like, whoa.
And I'm like, dude, where do you get all this money? Because he was an elevator mechanic. I'm like, I get it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, but then we would. Whoever invented the tennis ball.
That came from late. That came late. That came from, you offer somebody, they need a spot. You're not trying to rob them. And we never tried to rob people. I don't care what anybody says.
We probably gave. We gave in
more than we
races.
should have. A lot of times, but a lot of times we won.
Yeah.
Even giving in, we shouldn't have been sitting. But if our shit only went 10-0. It might be crawling, but it's gonna go 10-0.
Yeah. I think the 5-hour point of arguing was when we finally just said,
you say fuck it. And
we'll so like 4.5 hours, we're still good in arguing.
Yeah. And then
5 hours, we're like, hey,
but we drag them. But man, I don't even know. I forgot what I was talking about.
The tennis ball.
Oh yeah. So then you get up, 5 and a hit, or 8, and then all of a sudden you're 8 and a hit, and then you're like 10.
You get cocky and throw them a tennis ball.
You start telling them.
You get
12,
that number,
14, 16, they're still not taking it. And you're like, well, let's throw a tennis ball then.
Because everybody thinks you can throw the thing like 40 cars.
And
it's not a baseball.
We've actually done like tennis ball testing. Like we'd go from like tennis racket to like who had a good arm. Remember? You were our arm.
Yeah.
And the best one is when they had some kid from fucking state that made the Scandalous video, I think. Because they were warming them up like the whole 9 yards, and they were getting technical. Is it bounce? Is it? Then we're like the bounce, like half where it hits. And this dude warmed up. He's going to state on.
But he threw like a line drive.
Yeah.
Instead of and dude, he got like 7.
Yeah.
Like,
what did you get?
We had all.
Well, I threw for Fernando.
Yeah, when he
or
was
Fernando.
And it was double digits.
It
was like 11 or 12 or something,
it was like
which was the
12
most we'd ever seen.
That was a loop.
Yeah.
From
and that's the most we'd ever seen with tennis.
Yeah, and we threw that at Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
He was like, all right. Well, the funny thing was, he was like all for it.
Yeah.
Like, well, then let us throw a tennis ball. And then Fernando goes, well, I just hurt my arm working out, so I can't throw the ball. He goes, can I have him throw the ball? And he's like, I don't care who throws the ball. We're like, all right. And then I chucked this thing, and it went over his head, and just the look in his eyes.
Yeah,
they
all just they're like, fuck.
Yeah, because by then,
and we probably still beat them by another
14.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Well, and by then the tennis ball thing had gotten out. You can only get about 10 cars with a good arm.
Yeah.
The shitty arm's gonna get 5 or 6. You know, and so when he
faded
threw
off.
it and it just kept going.
Yeah, and
but with tennis ball, it's all about wind for one, and just the right arc.
Yeah.
You throw it too high, it's damn near coming back.
And the other thing they started throwing in is you knew you couldn't throw a brand new fuzzy.
We had to wear it down.
It's fun. No, it's true though.
Yeah.
You couldn't throw it as far. I mean, it took probably 4 cars off of my throw.
Absolutely.
And then you'd have one that looked like it was like a dog play.
Yeah.
You let a dog play with it for a week, and you can chuck this thing like 20.
Or just pop the hood on the LD so get your hands dirty.
All right,
and work that ball in.
Yeah.
Fucking give that
fucking
thing a whip.
Straight doing pitches. spots.
Yeah, but you had to do what you had to do. But,
yeah.
Trying to get races. That's why I like the whole cash days, hat race type thing, because everybody throws in money.
Well, the other thing is, and I'm sure you want to get into it on another podcast, is like the guys now, they say they're keeping it alive and keeping the racing going, and they're still racing, everything like that. You're still racing. I went a lot more to track racing.
Yeah.
But the problem is they don't understand what we had to do when we had to race. And
Right.
we're not saying go back into the night, it wasn't 1910 we were racing
Yeah.
Model Ts, but like they didn't have to do that. They had to go out. They have some guy who's going to be a ringleader, try to get a few guys. They will call out some guys. And guess what? When they go out one-on-one in street race, they may give something to a guy.
Yeah.
But when it turns into the hat thing, then it's like, well, you don't got a street car. It's like, first off, even back in the day, we still trailered our stuff out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still trailered our stuff then.
For the lack
so
of
the whole
hassle,
trailer,
you
no
broke it.
trailer, street
Yeah,
car, no street car. It's like, listen, dude, you're gonna get. Then you might as well race. Who's I don't even the Power Week, the hot rod power tour.
The power tour.
Who are those guys? Those guys drive what 1,000, 1,500 miles. Do you want one of them to come out because they say it's a street car to race on their cash days?
Right.
Destroy us?
Yeah,
I don't know.
And now you don't get credit for having streetcar things anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? I
Build a
still
car,
kind of-
come race.
Yeah, to build a car, come race.
Come
yeah.
Because the OG LS guy was LS1.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Ellis one.
Yeah. Well, and then remember, is that to do with the red one?
Yeah.
No, it was
Yeah,
bronze.
It was
bronze.
Pewter.
Pewter.
Later.
Pewter Z,
Well,
yeah.
it was Pewter Z, but then he got the red one, and then Ken Houghton bought that, right?
Oh, he had a red. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did that.
Later on.
Well, I remember he said this is in like 2002. He went and bought a 2002, and the dealer's like, okay, well, this is the warranty you get. He's like, can I get a discount if I don't get the warranty on it? They're like, why don't you want the warranty? Because he goes, everything's getting cut out of it right when I get it home. So they're like, no, unfortunately, you're getting the warranty.
That's what really pushed, I think, Fernando to build something, because he was the next real fast
motor LS.
LS.
But that was
good.
That was like
That's probably the best.
No, it was
sounding
later
LS
on,
I've
but I
ever
mean,
heard.
you have to realize the technology then in the
Exactly.
street racing world is guys weren't like
there wasn't no HB tuners yet.
no,
No.
and guys weren't talking about. Oh, you have a built 408 from LME out of Texas or wherever they're from.
Like
It was like-
At that time,
It was
you were
like you
still
put a
popping hoods going. That motherfucker got stock.
Yeah, like he said
he ain't riding. He got stock heads.
it was the
Well,
converter
come to
and
find
gear
out.
and weight. That was
Yeah.
it. That's all he could fuck with,
Yeah.
because I don't even think the cams were like developed crazy yet,
All I
because there
know-
was no tuning.
Yeah.
All I know, I don't know what year it was, but that motherfucker sounded good.
Yeah.
That thing cackled like thunder.
Yep.
That did. Fernando's.
No, I'm talking about Marks.
Yeah. Well, Mark's
well,
too, though.
yeah.
Mark, who
Well, it's
owned
Mark-
it when you raced him? Because I remember that's the only
No,
one
I
of the
don't
only
think he
times.
ever raced me.
No, whoever owns the red one.
Oh,
raced you
on
Arsenal,
Blodgett.
on Blodgett. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's
because I
what-
remember I
that's-
went to the end. You were trying to get fucking money. I said,
That's
Tony,
what-
here's
that's
$20 because you would never put a rear end in the car.
That's
With
what
that
that's what
7.5
happened.
inch
And you
chunk
wheelied,
yeah.
and we were at the end, and you actually wheelied the green car.
Oh, really?
Crazy.
I don't
Big
even remember
wheelie.
that.
What?
Yeah. Dude,
Oh, that was
yeah.
the best hit that green car
Yeah,
ever made. Ever.
I
made.
wouldn't give you more than $20. I said, not till you put a rear end in the car. A fucking 7.5 inch rear end, slicked up wheelie.
This thing
We're
wheelies
at
up
the
on it.
end, which
Yeah.
is strange for us.
For us,
And they're
yeah.
all like, well, what do you think, the other people? And we're like, if the rear end don't break, you're getting fucking mowed over. And literally, fucking headlights, dude. You can't even see them. They're fucking like shine on trees. Comes down, you hear it hit second. I'm like, it's over. Like,
Dude, I had that girdle cranked.
Dude,
I don't
it-
remember the name. And
yeah.
the only
So we're-
Blodgett race I remember is with Chris from Indiana. I remember whoever, I think, I can't remember his last name. And he had the black Formula or whatever it was. I think, no, black Camaro with Lucas and all that.
Yeah.
And they rolled the AJs, and we were going to race heads up, but I couldn't spray. But I had the hidden kit on it, and I had the bottle in the dash. And whoever said it is like, dude, don't he's like, they're gonna know what's in the glove box. And the rule was, if I won, he could search my car.
So you never let him look after.
Well, yeah. So of course I win, and like I didn't lock the glove box, and first thing he gets in, he's like, opens the door, he's like, let me see in the glove box. I'm like, open it up. Fucking bottles right there.
You want to talk about a good fucking nitrous story? Your car, Nick's car, fucking. I think we're racing Kool-Aid. Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, we're going to race Kool-Aid. Supposed to be motor on motor. He gets
drive from AJ shop.
8 and a hit.
Right?
Yep, drove from AJ shop. We all fucking fired up. We got Nick's bottle under the hood. And we had been telling people, man, it's easy to look for the bottle. I said, where are we going to hide it? You know what I mean? We said, we'll let you look everywhere. We're just ain't going to let you look under the hood. We got some shit we think works. We don't want you to see it. We're just being honest with you.
Yeah. We made a plate.
Yeah. It was, I can't.
Right where the battery.
And I can't, no, it's good enough. And, so all's well. The bottle's underneath there, full 10-pounder. We're good. Self-heating with the headers and the hood heat and everything. And, well, everybody fucking leaves, and I go to pull away, and there's a guy. I go, what the fuck? What's he, walking or something, you know? And he goes to hop in the car, and I'm like, and this is, I mean, now we're home.
And we're purging in the car.
Yeah. Back then, we weren't buddies. He was like opposite crew, you know? A good dude always, but opposite crew, you know? And he hops in. I'm like, holy fuck, yeah. And like Nick said, we were purging in the car. We didn't have external shit. We can't bang it through the motor, you know what I mean? We're like trying to purge it while we're doing burnouts and stuff like that. Get it close to pressure before we get there. He hops in. I'm like, holy fuck, what am I going to do? So I start cruising, you know? And he's like, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know. I said, I think I'm going to get him, you know? And he's like, you know, this and that. And I'm like, man, you think you can keep a secret? He's like, yeah, what? And I'm like, there's shit's like coming out the vents, like right in his fucking face. He's like, motherfucker, I knew it. He goes, I ain't gonna say nothing. I won't say nothing. Fuck, I'm a Ford guy. He said, I'm like, all right, we'll see. So we get there, he didn't say nothing. We gave 8 and a hit. We were
we had like 1,500 pounds of bottle pressure.
Way too much bottle pressure. And me and Nick were on the phone. I was giving him 8 and a hit. I'm like, I need to know when he's in gear and like on the converter. Like, I don't want to know when he's on the line, all that. Tell me when he's fucking on the converter. And we're talking real time. Fucking, he's like, all right, he's ready. He's getting ready to go. Get ready to go. Get ready. And fucking boom, bam, I was on him. And in the video, you can hear it's like, bull.
Was that on the Scandalous video or no?
I think who did your video it made.
Maybe. Did it? I don't, dude. I'll have to fucking watch it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. Okay.
Then the dude's like, you just got beat by a spraying ass Mustang. It was his buddy who was a Ford. It was Kool-Aid's buddy who was a major Ford guy. He's like, fucking, but yeah, that was funny.
And then there was Chris with the ComEd Chris.
Oh yeah,
that's Trans Am, white Trans Am, the anniversary or whatever.
He just took it back to the track. It's been in a trailer for years.
That was the anniversary with the blue stripes, the blue wheels.
Blue. Well, Garfield with Mike's car. That's the trailer they use.
Yeah.
Chris's.
Oh no shit. Okay.
To use the trailer, that car has been sitting in there.
No shit.
Like ready, turnkey. Covered in like dust, like literally sitting there for years and years and years, just sitting there. And they rolled it out of the trailer. You put a battery charger on it, some fresh gas, and fucking fired. He took it to the track and went like fucking 11-0.
No shit, dude. That car was bad. So I remember him rolling up and like he had all that money and we thought it had like a 408 or something.
Yeah, well, we figured it had something, but he always had the banger in it still.
Yeah.
You know,
and like he thought his shit didn't stink.
We'd always get in the head of guys with bangers. When Brutal had his banger and you raced him out there, like, don't miss a gear, don't miss a gear. You're going to miss a gear.
Yeah.
And sure shit, what?
Well, dude, it's
hard. He missed a gear against you up in the city, right along the highway, on that frontage road.
And then I remember like you got in the shitty with him, and he's like, "Fucking race the purple car." And I think we got like 5. Ended up getting 5 in the hit. I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this. You're like, fuck it, just do it, just watch.
Try it, you gotta try it.
And we got 5 in the hit. And so I'm in the, I think it was in the left lane, and he was in the right lane, all the way in the back. And I remember kicking the rear view and the driver passenger side mirror because he had the Trans Am, and I think it was gutted. The whole car was gutted.
Yeah,
so,
it was gutted. That was a shock.
When I got on it, did my thing, and when I seen his lights go, the problem is the lights come on first before they go up. Yeah. So the lights just lit up the whole fucking ground. I'm like, gone, dude. Yeah. It was fucking over. And then AJ, was it AJ's buddy who had that fucking Ford truck? Remember that F70 something big tire? Was it a big tire? I think there was a blue Ford 250 or 150.
Oh, I know.
Remember that kid?
Yeah.
Or no, it was
was
it Zirkelbox, buddy?
I think it was Zirkelbox.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
And then same thing. It was like supposedly built like
but they had it on like a sportsman tire or something. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a big tire, and they they thought that was all fucking big shit, and then they spotted us out, and same thing, game over. And
but that's the key to it. Is like it was fun, even though you had to argue for hours. Is being able to spot somebody out because you felt good if you beat them. Exactly. Out, you had the better, faster car, and then hey, Fernando, when we threw a tennis ball, we had that car covered heads up.
Yeah. But you ought to hustle them. You want to hustle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's a mind game first. You'll even see the guys on TV now. Like it's still a mind game.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
It's crying about.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This heads up stuff is it's cool to do hat races, but I still kind of like the old deal. Well, I know.
Well,
that's the problem.
The only thing you can do is you'd have to set up a race where it's just you and your crew, and they're in their crew.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If you could get those races,
but
the problem is
you'll still see spots if your car is known slower.
But the problem is now
in the hat race, now you have to follow a set thing of rules.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The whole Street Outlaws thing made it everything has to be heads up because that's how they do it.
And they're driving money into everything because now you got guys that were
exactly. I mean,
5/10 slower had to put $50,000.
Like that was the cool thing about spotting someone out is because. If you had a stock car, but you had money and you wanted to bet it, I'll fucking spot you out. You know what I mean? And now it's like,
everything
they race the heads up. And I mean,
and you just can't judge anymore.
Yeah, but you have to have your own thing.
That's what I mean. Like we were always about fucking spotting people out and the hit, and we will always be about that. And the chase is a race.
I've asked for plenty of spots too. I know when I need them. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not like that, but you just can't do it anymore.
No, I know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm telling you right now, it happened like this. In order, when cell phones became mainstream, that almost killed street racing.
Yeah.
Alone. Just for the simple fact that you could call your buddy and say, hey, is the parking lot full?
Yeah.
No, there's only 10 cars. All right, I'm going to hang out at home. Call me if it fills up.
Yeah.
Now everybody does that, and in turn, it doesn't fill up.
And it actually made it worse for the amount of cars that showed up because we hated when there was 9,000 imports because Fast and Furious came around in that time, and you had them all out there. But they were great blockers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They actually were great blockers. Be like, fine.
Came.
Hey, you stay in the back. You can go, but you have to stay in the back.
Yeah. Just stay back
and just do that. But then again, the cell phone thing was, then you had people rolling up. Guys were doing burnouts, and you have 10 more cars rolling up because they got the call and they just left their house.
And when the cell phone didn't kill street racing, the LS down here put it to fucking rest. Yes, it did. Before it started showing up in boneyards and shit, the LS comes out. Here's me, let's say in some fucking old Nova, and I'm cackling a little bit. Got me some nitrous on there, and I'm going like fucking 1150, dude. I got some junk. Let me slick it up right quick. And you got this dude in the fucking vet, brand new off the fucking showroom floor. He's like, it's stock. All I do is put some nitrous on. It's on gator backs. And he's going like 1040s and shit. Like,
dude, it's getting crazy.
But then when we flash forward to the guy that hates LS's goes down to Florida and puts a hidden nitrous kit on a rental.
That was
an LS.
Yeah, that was early. That was an actual LS1, I think.
No, it was.
It was LS1. So was Pewter.
That's just bringing some fucking junkier shit.
So that was on. So
you don't like built LS?
I don't like the ability that the dude. It's that goes to the fucking bar. I like it. All right. See, this is a hard situation because it is nice that you can go to the boneyard and get a motor and put it in your fucking cruiser and put some turbos on it. Man, just lay rubber and have fun. The problem is you start tuning it and make a car that works, you can actually beat people. Well, now, if you just stand up like a man, hey, we're both on 28s, let's fucking try it. Right. I respect you as a man because you know you're making power. Yeah, it might be a ticking time bomb. It might blow up the next pass, but you know you're making power. So just sit down, heads up with me. It's the people that are like, man, I'm going to fucking $800 fucking, come on, man, you got a full-blown race car. It's like, dude, we're all making more than enough power to do burnouts the whole way.
Yeah.
So it's literally just a tuner's game nowadays anyway.
Yeah.
Like, don't come at me crying anymore, and that's why you can't spot. Now, here's this dude, truly, with a stock. Might have some ring gaps and springs or, trunnion upgrade and shit, but he got some turbos on it, and the fucking thing's flying.
Yeah.
You can't spot him out because he's just got stock heads and stock pistons and stock rods. You can't.
Yeah.
So, it's over.
Dude, I'd like to interview the dudes that designed the LS motor.
Well, dude, it's Ford.
Well,
Ford is the original one.
Well, they had to because after they made the LT one, that dude immediately that dude immediately got fired.
Got off,
They're like, listen, we're gonna make this motor for 3 years. That's our contract, and you are fired because
you made the one that just went like 730.
Yeah, but
no, dude. Okay.
That's a banger.
That's fine.
Still,
that's fine.
I know he don't have that OptiSpark.
I'm not saying there can't be fast ones, but as a whole, as a production car, you made the OptiSpark.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put your distributor in the front, and then I'm gonna put a leaky fucking water pump right above it.
And then I'm gonna charge $1,500 for it at the parts store.
Yeah.
Like, are you
listen? When MSD actually stopped making the OptiSpark, you knew it was junk.
Yeah.
That's what the green car was. I remember I bought it from Jeff, the green Z.
Yeah.
Jeff was from Indiana, and it was blown up. And then I bought a junk.
I remember you turning it into like an LS1, like putting.
I put that.
You couldn't afford like the last headlight you needed, so you fucking duct taped the fucking thing shut.
So I had the LT1 front end, and then Certifit made the fucking front end, but the headlights were like $180. I'm like, man, I can get this one, but I can't get the other one. Fuck it, I'll just put tape on it and say it's an air ram or whatever.
Fuck it.
And then Doyle, John, he's like, I could paint. He's like, I used to paint at a body shop. He's like, just go buy the paint. I'm like, is it gonna match? He goes, yeah. So he sprays it in his garage. It's a fucking totally different green color in the whole front end. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
But yeah, I remember I bought from Jake the Snake. I bought a short block, and I had a Concorde, a Chrysler Concorde, and we just lifted it, and the trunk was so big, we threw it right in the trunk, and I drove it home, and then ported the heads myself, and I don't even remember. I think I got the fogger kit from Todd. You've been hit on, and rigged the fogger kit out, and then it was a stock 10-bolt. Fucking put that girdle on it with the 373.
Fucking 10-bolt. That's unbelievable. That thing lasted all them.
And then when we went. So for the youngsters, now that we get in it, I didn't know. So like before YouTube, before Facebook and whatever was the other MySpace, all that shit. Like you just watch DVDs. That was it. You know what I mean? That was your fucking thing. And Scandalous, Pete and his old man, and then Gus was his cousin or whatever. Wanted to do a video, and they got a big backer to do it. So they called it Scandalous Racing, and went and paid
at
for
the
us.
time, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, even Chief and all them said, dude, like you were us back then because you were on MTV getting commercials played and all that shit. And we were just like, fuck, dude, like you want to go to Texas? We're like, and he flew you to.
Well, no, we drove.
No, to Florida.
Oh, to Florida. Yeah, he flew me down there. Yeah, it's like a teaser thing, and then ripping around in a vet and whatever.
So but then when the whole Houston came, Houston, I think Houston H-Town Racing was the website. Yeah. So like they were I think boosted Faraday. Faraday. I remember Faraday. It was fucking. He still weighs 5 pounds. Fucking. He was down there.
Nice Band-Aid, by the way.
Yeah. What you call it? They were like the big street racers. I don't know if Chief and them, area, we just didn't know or whatever.
Chief, not in Texas.
Yeah,
well, you didn't hear about
it. Was H-Town versus Chi-Town.
Because we didn't go down to the caches with Chief and all that until
that was 3-4 years later.
2006 or 7.
No, actually, I think it was 2005 because the video came out in 2006.
Okay,
so and we had a race locked in for Texas. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think, "Oh, you guys just waste your time. Went down there for nothing." No, the trip was planned. We had that race was locked in, and the dude broke like the day.
The Nova or whatever I think it was.
I don't know what it was, but it had broke, and the first thing we did when we got there is make him show us that it truly was broke.
Yeah.
And he showed us.
Yeah, and that's the Mustang, which was a notchback, which is Paul that you put the big block in.
And I think
it looked like fast forward.
And it's
like straight up.
And I think they had found out that it's flying. Like the Chicago boys are bringing something fast, and I think they tried to turn it up, probably blew their shit up. And
and then Nick didn't go because of that whole ordeal. But that was a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But here we'll watch it and talk shit about. We'll watch the trailer.
That was a long haul.
Fucking fuck, dude. That was
a long haul.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Tony telling us when we go down to caches in Oklahoma. Dude, it's like 9 hours. And
that wasn't on me. That's a whole nother fucking deal. That's me wanting to leave the day before.
Well, and we took some type of fucking. It was supposed to be a shortcut. Just before you
to Texas?
Yeah, remember we went. We're like, on the map because we're reading maps now. There ain't no Google Maps. Right? You know what I mean? And we're like, look at this one runs on an angle. Why do this when we can do this? Well, that's like taking Route 66. Yeah. He's like, I should have stayed on the fucking highway, dude. We were on that for like 6 hours.
Dude, I mean, it took us fucking a solid, 14, 16 to get down.
Solid 14, 16.
Trailering in, and I'm fucking scrounging money together
Me
for
and
gas
McKay,
and
we're
shit.
in my truck, man, and fucking, we'd just go through a tank gas, we'd pull over, switch.
And
Bobson
had his new truck.
Yeah, you and Bobson, right? Yeah, it was
me, Bobson, and I think that Jason was his buddy, I think, or something. Yeah, it was Bobson. Steve, that's it.
Steve was his buddy. Yeah, and we just
he
kept
sat
rotating.
in the back. Dude, it was an extended cab Super Duty.
But at least he was by himself, so he could sit like
but it was an extended cab Super Duty for fucking 14 hours straight.
I know.
No thanks. But all right, let's make this work. We're gonna reminisce on.
So does this show up on?
Well, so what I'll do is I'll just take this and put it in the video.
You gotta edit all that shit.
Yeah, that's fucking easy, dude.
That's fucking crazy.
That's easy. Talking about times we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah. This is in the Nextel days.
That is, I remember hearing that. I'd be opening the bar for the old man, counting gas, and I would hear that sound. And it was a commercial. Crank it up. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. There it is.
Back before HD.
Oh, yeah.
There it is behind it.
Yeah. That was Fernando.
If you said $2,000 or $3,000, hell, make it $5. I don't give a fuck. Let's do it.
Who's the dude who called himself Kenny Bell?
You got a big motor. I got 302 cubic inches. I will drag that gold motherfucker down to 1320.
You look like you were 13.
I did.
I looked like
I think that was Randall Lampkin in front of me.
Yeah, that'll show it. That's the fast forward, I think.
Yeah. Dude, I remember all the hype leading up to this.
Dude, right? We were like,
it was just cool, man. You just didn't see so much footage of the Hayos bugger or whatever. Hate those.
This chick had an ass back in the day, I'll give her that much.
Yeah,
that's when asses weren't around.
Yeah.
Good old above Giordano. Look at
Nick counting the cash.
5.
There it is.
Hey, there was at least 20.
That one made the news, remember? Fuck yeah.
That one from the side of my car was out on the hill out here.
Yeah, that was on baseline on the south side. Baseline was probably the best road to get found. Boy, we found out how bad those cops were in that area.
Well, then the police station was on the next road.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The station. Yeah, the station.
Where you turned around.
Fucking looking. Why didn't we?
We never looked.
What the fuck?
You turn left and you run right into the police station.
No shit. Oh. Yeah. Because we were wondering. We're like, man, this road is just out in the middle of nowhere. How are they busting it?
Yeah, right? Because it was literally the entrance was right there. Yeah.
That was the first time we had wide shoulders.
Well, the one cop was like sleeping in the far back because there's no way out there.
No. I remember it was Pete's old man or whatever out holding the big spotlight way up on the top of the hill and then shooting it towards you when he did that one pass. But yeah, that was scandalous, and you got the hit was huge, and then that's when we went to Texas. That was the big thing, and you didn't even. I ended up fucking.
I didn't get no. Actually, we got a few with your car.
Yeah, that's
a few little ones here and there. But no, they wanted just unreasonable stuff. I mean, they had this big tire Nova with a screw blower, and they wanted me to like disconnect my nitrous and time it up. And they wanted, and back then we were diehard quarter milers, and they wanted to do eighth, and
eighth was unheard of.
Yeah, for us, we just
didn't do it.
We were like, what? We ain't fucking doing that, you know.
And this is the line that
that one
forever is in history.
Yeah.
You got a big motor. I got 302 cubic inches. I will drag that gold motherfucker down to 1320.
And I ended up dragging him. We ended up drag racing on motor. And we got away from him. We won.
Where is let's see, it's in here somewhere. So, speaking of the rear end, this let's see if I can find it here. Even in here, I ain't gonna be able to find it. I broke later on. Found out. I'll just start it over from here. Turn it off. I broke the spider gears in the posi on the second pass or on the first pass that I made. And I remember because I did a neutral drop and I fucked up. And I'm like, well, it moves. I'm like, fuck it. And dude, like straight up when I pulled that cover off, like I could have fucking ate it right there. Like right when that dude broke, this is the second pass I made right here. This one was with a broke rear end, spraying the shit out of it out the hole.
And it still didn't break at all. Oh, that car was impressive.
Dude,
it was obnoxiously loud.
It was. Under power was loud.
I can't remember what I had for it. If I had dumps on it or what, I can't remember.
I think you did. I think you had dumps off the side.
I just sprayed the fucking shit out of it.
Yeah.
It held up.
It did.
Ported the heads in the garage myself with fucking my old man's fucking porting tool from his shop. And and it worked. And same with Mike's car, though. The purple TA, dude. That was like the hustler car because like no one thought it was that fast. It just was whatever reason. It was just fast.
Because nothing was too big.
Yeah.
You didn't have too big of a gear, too big of a converter, too big of a cam. Everything was just had a little bit, and it was like good little combo with a little shot of spray, and it was fast.
And in that video, in Houston, that was Faraday, who owns late LME, late model, LMR, late model racing. Yeah, which is he's like huge. I mean, good for him and stuff. Yeah, but it's just kind of funny. Like,
there's a lot of people from Texas that I see that like that skinny kid. I mean, when he was on fucking. Street like I was like, holy fuck, he's still around. But he's like known and shit.
Yeah, I mean, they got a huge ass business over there, and fucking
good
it's Texas.
For him. I've always just
the other thing who took off is this tuner guy, Josh Ledford.
Who's he got?
He's a tuner for like all these fucking pro mods.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a badass tuner.
Yeah, this shit. It's changed so much.
But he started being with what's his Faraday?
Yeah.
Started doing everything there and then just kind of branched off and made a name for himself. I mean, he still helps Faraday and stuff. But dude's a maniac with
And way back in the day, other than suspension tuning, we were putting everything we had to.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Dude,
it wasn't even towards the end of your car
springs.
that we started fucking around with the progressive.
Right.
And it was the first basic style. It was
the knobs.
With it had a couple knobs, but the first one had all those switches.
When we wanted to race, we wanted to race the Greeks.
We dropped
and they brought that other. Yeah, we dropped it. And we knew from the other car
before,
and it didn't work. So we're like, we're not using it.
I remember that.
So then we went out and we were racing the Greeks. They were bringing another silver Mustang.
Do you remember what I told you when you're like, just we don't need it. We'll just spray it all. I go, Nick, there's three things that's gonna happen. Either it flips over backwards, it blows up, or we end up in a ditch. I said the chances of this car on a 400 shot that we're spraying through a plate right from the get-go. I said, there's no way.
What, 325 all the time?
And but it did hook. I mean, that thing fucking left it. It did end up blowing up.
Well, it burnt. It melted between the heads.
Yeah. So,
you lit the light. We went back. We had a video. You lit the light. You see it shine on the ground.
Yeah.
Gone. The car fireballs, comes to a stop, and then the other car leaves.
But that was because of Palmer. That race?
No. That was the
Palmer had put the nitrous plate on upside down, and we raced Doug.
On the bike.
Doug. No.
Yep.
Yes.
He gave us the
No. That's when it actually burned up. The race before that, it was still that when we raced Cook.
Yeah.
We raced Cook, beat him, didn't think anything of that. We're like, man, it's hazing on the big end. We're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Change the plugs, none of them were burnt up. Then we raced Doug on Mark's bike or vice versa. Mark was driving Doug's bike. And we raced that, and we're like, just give us a hit, let us get away, and just freight train them. But it just started hazing. We're like, man, that's weird. It never fireballed. But we pulled it apart. We're like looking, and there's, an obvious arrow that says up.
And I don't know if there was an arrow back in the day. I think you just always put the word NOS.
Yeah.
No, I think there was an arrow.
There probably was an arrow.
Because I think
there probably was.
Didn't I had an Edelbrock plate.
Well, I know you had Edelbrock solenoids for sure.
Whatever. It was upside down.
It was upside down for sure. So you were staring into spray holes. Like we're like, we shouldn't see them.
Yeah.
Like when we take the carburetor over.
But then we sprayed more, and it was on correct, and then it fireballed the windshield twice.
Yeah, and
I remember that.
Just like, when it split from one end to the other, it fired.
We had the trailer in front of the car before the car
We almost had the car loaded up completely before they even got back.
Yeah.
Like they were so delayed on the whole process. Like
they're like, we had something for you on the. We paid them. We lost. They're like, we had something for you on the big end. I said,
over.
Like what? Yeah. Like a guy from the bank handing out money? Like, what are you talking about? You had a guy.
We were worried about the first 10 feet, and it had made it the first 10 feet. It was fixing to ride the rest of the way. I promise you that.
That's on video.
Because the last time I took that thing to the track before I sold it to Paul, I took it to the track, and I went from an 8-inch rim with a 28-10-5 to a 10-inch rim. Yeah. Finally got it ironed out, and the car went 871.
Yeah.
We're like, man, and it worked everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere. That was the thing back in the day. You never had a problem with blowing the tire off.
Yeah.
No.
And you think about it now, even with all the power now, we're on the same tires.
Oh, yeah, we're still on the same
So that's
tires.
the one thing that never changed.
Yeah.
It's always 28, 10 and a half.
28, 10
W's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's always been 28.
Yeah, fucking small tire. That's the other thing, Chicago.
Yeah.
I think someone said
Big
it.
old
You're
Dumbo
like,
tires.
we're not stupid and actually put power down on small tires. We don't need a big tire.
Hey, props to them for going 3s and low 4s.
Yeah,
hey, that's their thing. Yeah. But I mean, back in the day when we raced them at their cash age stuff, they had a couple guys on big tires, but there was small tire stuff. Nobody even thought about, this big tire's gonna be faster because they have a big tire.
Yeah.
We just thought, hey, they showed up and we raced.
Yeah. We got 7 minutes left, and then we'll download it, and then we'll talk to Pinks, and then when we went down, because that entertainment shit right there. Let me do this. I'll just download it now, so I'll pause it.